What a game. It was the most exciting game that stayed one-sided the entire time that I've called in a very long time. Had Grand Raggedy not given up a big pill of points in the early on of the game, then it would have been a very tight race because it stayed within that pillow of points until the very end. And I'm in love with both teams. Ann Arbor won the game, and Grand Raggedy absolutely took it to them. So I'm thoroughly enthused. But we are past that game, and we are now to Lansing against Mid-Michigan. Now, I've already called Mid-Michigan once today, and Mid-Michigan has a lot that they want to put on the track here and now. I will get to the rosters in just a moment, but right now it's going to be Lansing in the black, Mid-Michigan in the pink, with Mid-Michigan ending the jam with 4 points. First ones to put points on the board. And we're going to start off with an official timeout, which, is kind of expected.
Ready, set, riot. Number 69, Road 1, 31, Roxy Heartbreaker.
Pretty much par for the course.
And rounding out the roster is number 14, Warhol.
So many great Derby names. I haven't seen it before. Bacon ate her. That's a good one.
And the officials have got it all tightened up.
I'll wait till we get to a longer timeout to give out the rosters here on the stream. Thank you, by the way, for joining us. If this is your first game or if you've been watching throughout, we really appreciate your support. Please do share this with others. And when you do, ask them to share it as well. Lansing out. Lead jammer. That is Andy Wardall. Both jammers on their scoring run now, as I believe that's Catastrophe jamming for Mid-Michigan. Catastrophe, one of the primary jammers in the previous game earlier today for Mid-Michigan, and did very well. Andy Wardall taking the goose egg off of Lansing, making it 3-4. Although Mid-Michigan adding points as well, so it's 3-7 now. I'm not going to even make a prediction on this one. Rec Liz, who has been an incredible player, both as a blocker and as a jammer, with the pivot stripe on her head for Mid-Michigan. Jamming for Lansing. It's Roxy Heartbreaker. Meanwhile, another double duty player is jamming for Mid-Michigan. That's Semi Truck. Now, Semi Truck had some penalty trouble, as the name might imply. It can be a bit of an aggressive player, can hit the pack with some force, and it's very effective. It's fun to see, but it does pick up some penalties. For that matter, Rec Liz also, as the name might suggest, was fairly penalty heavy in their last game as well, and as such is sitting in the penalty box as we speak. So that's going to give a minor pack advantage. Well, maybe not. It looks like maybe both sides have. Yes, they do. My vision was blocked in that moment. So equal packs, both sides with 3 blockers on the line. We have some jammers. said yes and no. I think they were just purposely trying to confuse me. It worked. Jam starts. No open path for either jammer. Dark and Phoenix gets pushed to the inside of turn 2. Meanwhile, Hemlock unable to get out of turn 1. Hit again. Both jammers pushed all the way back to the front straight. Only now does Dark and Phoenix even kind of tiptoe into turn 2. Hemlock does get out, is the lead jammer, but a lot of time eating off that jam clock. So exciting, it'll make you drop your pen. I swear.
Mid-Michigan held scoreless in that jam. And we have a tie.
I am flying solo for this, but that's okay. I'm not sure if I forgot to put on some pit stick, but this is Derby, and we all smell that way. We're going to have, surprisingly, an official timeout. I will go ahead and give at least one of the teams their roster right now. For Lansing Roller Derby, we have number 10, Lucille Brawl. Number 14, Warhol. Number 2, Andy Wardahl. Number 21, Mick Jammer. Number 30, Voodoo Dolly. Number 31, Roxy Heartbreaker. Number 321, Demolition. Number 32, Annie Despanko. Number 331, Hemlock. Number 333, Lanfear. Number 56, Deacon Bruise. Number 610, Cosmo. Number 68, Flame. 69, Rogue One. And number 88, Ready, Set, Right. I could have said Deacon Bruise better. I realize that now. Or pretty much right when I said it. And looks like we can go ahead and give the other team, Mid-Michigan, their props. Number 0, Motor City Kitty. Number 007, that's such a cute name. Dark and Phoenix. Number 102, Jugs Bunny. Number 12, Risky Chicky. Number 13, I need more time. Number 13, Elliot Reed. Number 18, Wreck Liz. Number 19, Damsel of Distress. Number 217, Some Damage. Number 247, Nightmare Newton. Number 40, Ping Diggity. I don't normally get stumbled up by those. Number 43, Clobberella. Number 44, Kinker Score. Number 489, Juicy J. Number 5, Sammy Truck. Number 56, Cayenne Calamity. Number 707, Catastrophe. And number 82, Sweet Poison. Catastrophe is the jammer for Mid-Michigan. And on their scoring run is the lead jammer with a spin move and a star stash. Number 88, Ready, Set, Riot, also on their scoring run. Catastrophe going to shut the jam down with 4 points for Mid-Michigan. This one goes to 11. Not the first time I've used that joke this weekend. I feel ashamed.
Andy Wardahl, number 2, Jenny for Lansing.
Full complement of skaters on the track, full 5 on 5.
Motor City Kitty rocking the straight.
Nice move by Andy Wardahl. Making quick work of the pack. My brain is still jostled from the last game. Way too much adrenaline poured into it in too short of a period of time. Semi-truck also in scoring position for Mid-Michigan. Andy Wardahl gonna call it. denying Mid-Michigan any points and picking up 3 of their own, making this 10-11, a 1-point game.
Going down, we are still at 1 point separating these two teams. Lansing
This is my final game of the day,
just about 13 minutes left to play.
but I'm okay if this ends up being a nail-biter and just leaves me completely exhausted.
For these last 6 games, let's see how they swing onto the next one.
Meanwhile, looks like one of our NSOs is being sent to the penalty box. I'm not sure what that's about. I was just saying that you were sending our NSOs to the penalty box. It would be like you to do that. I'm seeing so many great faces I haven't seen in a long time here, and it's great to see so many wonderful people still in this sport of roller derby. After the pandemic and stuff, we got worried about a lot of people we haven't seen in a long time. And now everything is back pretty much fully up to speed around the country, and it is so wonderful to see. Also, several of you have expressed, I've heard from multiple people, expressions of, what's the word I want to look for? You've said very nice things about being able to hear me here on the mic here at the Mitten Kitten Mashup. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It means more than I can say, more than I would want to say, certainly on a microphone, without my ego just getting so big that it leaves and destroys Tokyo. Back to the action. Our current score, 10-19, as I rant about other people here and myself, Mid-Michigan, adding another 8 points to their score, making it a 9-point difference. However, Lansing almost getting through Kanker's score, taking a big trip along with Rosie Heartbreaker, the jammer for Lansing. Lansing's pivot going to sit in the penalty box. It looks like it might be Deacon Bruise. It's tough to see from here. Neither jammer able to quite find a path until I said that. In catastrophe, lead jammer. Four points for catastrophe. Once again, Mid-Michigan in the pink, Lansing in the black. Deacon Bruise took almost the entire jam to finally get out. That's not typical for Deacon Bruise. So some solid defense there by Mid-Michigan. Another 8 points, and it's 27-10. There's one thing that's more true than anything else, and that's if I had filled out a bracket, I might have gotten every one wrong. And I'm really happy about that. It has been a very unpredictable tournament, at least for me. So many standout players that have shined and made a difference where I early on have thought many times off the microphone a certain game might have gone a certain way and just surprised me and went a very different way, or things changed up midway, and has made for some very exciting derby. Let's hope this continues to be the same. Hemlock, number 331 for Lansing, is the lead jammer in pursuit. I believe that semi-truck. Nope, it is not. It's Wreck Liz. We did see Wreck Liz jam a few times, maybe quite a few times in the previous game earlier today. But it was Lansing picking up 3 unanswered points much needed as Lansing still trails by 14.
Calamity holding together that pass effort. Michigan, 4-7, Phoenix running away with the
Dark and Phoenix.
Just staying in bounds there, not
Lead jammer, but in pursuit. It is Andy Wardall. Jam's going to end. Was Andy able to pick up any points? No, but a full set for Dark and Phoenix, making this an 18-point game.
Quick 4 points, call it, move along. Keep up this pace. We're still going to see 20 points in this 20.
We might, Bars. We couldn't very well see that. Elliott Reed returning to the track after a long absence. Elliott Reed, formerly of Central Michigan Mayhem, skated briefly with Clay now on the mid-Michigan Mayhem. Number 13 there. Gonna hit ready, set, wide, out.
Semi-truck is the lead jammer. Semi-truck looking to bash their way through to another 4, and does so. Not even bashing, just slipping through. Whistle's blown. Somebody's going to the penalty box for a back block.
And Lansing has called a team timeout.
I guess it was one of the mid-Michigan blockers who did it, so.
You wouldn't know it from the score, but the lead jams are still basically right down the middle. Lansing at 5, mid-Michigan at 6. I think the biggest thing here is that mid-Michigan getting those multiple scoring passes. If you remember, they got to a start and they scored 7 on the first one, and then lost the next 3 lead jams and still maintained an even score at 7-7 going into the fifth game.
Lansing roller derby at 13 with the first team timeout being taken here. Mid-Michigan Mayhem at 39. Many of these games have been sponsored very generously by Roller Bones. Roller Bones, the only bones you want on the outside of your foot. That's not their official slogan. That's just one that I've made up that I think should be their official slogan. Unless it is, and I've just lucked upon the same thing.
I believe it's a 3-on-3 pack right now.
I believe you're right, Bars.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's 2-on-4.
Sliding into the ability to cycle back to the track. Roxy Heartbreaker. Roxy unable to get lead jammer. And that's going to allow Wreck Liz to get it. Wreck Liz with a little bit of a hop in turn 2 and going to pick up 4 points.
Meanwhile, Mid-Michigan is able to pick up all 4 points on that pass.
Star pass to the pivot. Deacon Bruce as Wreck Liz goes wide on the outside of turn 3. Wreck Liz is going to go wide on the outside of the front straightaway into the penalty box, giving a power jam to Deacon Bruce. This could be a big opportunity here, but Mid-Michigan intent on making sure Deacon Bruce cannot take advantage of it.
Deacon Bruce all the way to the back of that pass. Nice shooting there from Motor City Kitty.
Seen some strong penalty kill
This
right
game
here.
will continue till the end of the 2 minutes,
In the back.
and that will eat up the entirety of the penalty. In fact, it already has.
Another hit there to the outside.
Meanwhile, up in front, still some time left on the period.
Rick Liz back out, so it was a power failure.
Going down the right now. Just ever so slightly kicked to the inside.
Lantier and Cosmo forcing Reckless to line back up behind the Lansing blockers. 4 more points going on.
And the jam ends by time. I was a little bit worried that we had a player down, but they were just being safe, staying.
Off with 5 minutes left in this first half. Michigan Mayhem at 47.
Staying small until everybody got past them.
As we enter into our
Wise.
jam. Penalty boxes cleared through the full 5-on-5. Peters call for a pivot to be pulled out into the middle.
As Cayenne Celebrity motioning to City Kitty or Street Poison to come out and he pivots the crying out loud. Warhol, number 14, holding down that black.
Hemlock.
Hemlock for Lansing will be your lead jammer.
Hemlock is the lead jammer.
Right here, we've got Lansing out in front. They've got Peters half a lap behind.
Catastrophe, 7-7. They're trying to
Catastrophe also on their scoring run.
So here we're talking about
2 unanswered points for Lansing.
Lansing was lead. They only picked up 2 on that one.
Going to bring them up to 15. Mid-Michigan Mayhem at 47. You may not.
This has been a very low scoring first half as we have less than 4 minutes remaining in the first half.
Michigan's first bank track style derby team, learning from the Chicago Knockouts how to play old school derby. I say style because the bank track is currently picking up residents in my garage as they look for a cheap lease out of warehouse. I have number 2, Andy Ward, I'll take a hit to the outside courtesy of Motor City Kitty and Elliott Reed.
Sammy Truck is out in front, picking up a lead. Jammer, that's just about every time she goes out, she's picking up the lead.
Semi truck
Sammy Truck
looking to take away the points gained by Lansing.
Well, Andy Ward, I'll come up against some resistance in the pack. Nice hit there from Sun Damage.
Sun damage will get you.
That's very true. And Mid-Michigan to pick up 1 point in that game.
Under 2.5 minutes left to play once we get back and underway. Looking over, penalty box again, nice and clear, just the way we like it.
Number 102, Judge Bunny holding down that line of blockers there for Mayhem. With the 0-7, Dawson, Phoenix, already set riot, headed to that penalty box is Ill-Time Power Jam here for Central Michigan Mayhem.
Dawson Phoenix trying to find a way through on the inside, takes a little bit of a hit there. Come back around.
Darkin Phoenix sneaking away on the outside.
Darkin Phoenix. He is the lead jammer. And Mid-Michigan is not allowing Lansing to find their skates in this game.
Great Poison, meanwhile, looking to break up that wall of black there. Painted with the Warhol in the path.
Whether Mid-Michigan is
Darkin Phoenix coming out the other side. And Darkin
And
Phoenix pulls.
Darkin Phoenix pulls a track cut,
Power jam now for
possibly allowing Lansing to find their skates in this game. Ready, set, riot. Trying to pick up as many points as they can before the clock expires. This very well could be the final jam of the first half. And it will be without a timeout taken. 4 points for Ready, Set, Riot. Our jam is over. As Darkin Phoenix picks up 4 of their own.
Ready, set, riot, having some issues in the back. Meanwhile, catastrophe.
Back in Phoenix. Coming around for 4.
So an additional point there at the end for Mid-Michigan, excuse me. Lansing picking up 7, Mid-Michigan 5, 22-53, and with the clock now expiring, that'll be our score, with Mid-Michigan leading by 26 points. sit in on this half, get a little time in. It'd be awesome. We haven't announced together in ages, you know.
Under about 28 of the tournament.
Regardless.
Yeah, we're going into the second half of Mid-Michigan Mayhem at 53, Lansing B at 22.
All right, second half, Mid-Michigan Mayhem sitting at 53, Lansing at 22. And joining me on commentary, Eat, Chip, and Die.
You know what? They double book me, and this is what happens. So,
Aren't you still on the other game?
no, that game's over.
Okay.
So, I can officially be here. And since I have to announce the next game, might as well just jump in now.
There we go. Well,
88 for Lansing, around the outside, picking up not Lead Jam. Lead Jam looks like 707, which is catastrophe.
I'll bring you up to speed. It's been pretty much all Mid-Michigan. Very low scoring game. Both sides have had almost a perfectly equal amount of lead jams. But Mid-Michigan scoring, as you can see, twice as many points per jam on average as Lansing. Doing a better job taking advantage of power jams as well. And that is pretty much the entirety of the story of the first half.
All right.
Not a lot of other color to give to that. The only other color to talk about is, of course, the team colors, as Lansing, to remind everybody, if you're just joining us, is in the black, Mid-Michigan in the pink. What happened in the other game?
Kalamazoo beat Ann Arbor.
Okay.
Kalamazoo A beat Ann Arbor B.
Okay.
Let's be specific.
Yes, because we also just had Ann Arbor beat Grand Raggedy in what was an incredible game. Absolutely adored that game.
All right, so tapping into the feed here, we've only got 22 viewers and only one like, so make sure you guys like, comment. You can't comment, we don't have a live chat, but if you do want to reach out to us,
Really?
speak to us here at the tournament as you're watching at home, reach out to me on my Facebook Messenger.
That's right.
Eat, Chip, and Die. Well, no, don't go to Eat, Chip, and Die. I lost my password for that one. Chip Schaefer. If you don't already have me as a friend, you can add me as a friend and message me.
If you would like to find me on Facebook, I am Lyle Valentine on Facebook, a name I use for other events.
I don't think we're streaming via any other of the social medias. I don't think we're on the Instas. I'm sure there's an Insta account, and we don't have TikToks.
Yeah.
But we are streaming live here on the YouTubes with Lansing Roller Derby.
There's Roxy Heartbreaker. Is the lead jammer. Oh, no, being waved off.
Cosmo had a nice little knockdown on Dirk and Phoenix.
So an improper pass, I'm guessing, is what prevented Heartbreaker from getting the lead status. A lot of whistles being blown.
Yeah, Dark and Phoenix called the jam off. Jam ref called the jam. I don't believe those whistles were heard by the rest of the ref crew who were... The call off was about here, just about turn one, and the rest of the pack was about turn three, turn four-ish, running through the apex, so they may not have heard that first cadence of whistles. So a little confusion that the jam was still going on when it was actually called.
They're gonna fight about it. We have an official review. This is from This is from Mid-Michigan, and my guess is that this is to challenge the 4 points scored.
Is it an official review, or are they just trying to do some sunset heart hands?
They're just showing their love to everybody. Maybe they can't get their fingers in quite that far, so it just looks like a circle.
Yeah, like if you just put them together,
Yep.
right? You got to make sure you get the thumbs down, and then get the good heart in there.
A few games ago, I'm pretty sure we saw an official review of an official review. We had an official review,
Yep.
and then the other team called an official review in what seemed like before the first official review was over.
So I've had that happen to me before. Where were we? So the Downriver Dolls were playing Small Town Outlaws.
Mm-hmm.
And I go in for an official review, call an official review, and I win my official review. And then the coach for the Outlaws immediately calls an official review to overturn my official review. And then he won. So it was a missed call.
I've never seen that happen.
I get the call in my favor. The opposing coach gets the call reversed, and I'm like, man, like that was strange.
So did you both keep your
we both
challenges?
We both retained our official reviews.
Okay, interesting.
Won.
That's very interesting. For those of you that don't know, Chip and I has been doing a great job coaching throughout this tournament. You're the coach of Downriver.
Yes, our B team is here. Very proud of those ladies.
Mm-hmm.
We fought very hard. I had a great game against
Grand Raggedy.
No, today was my bad, my brain fart.
Well, yesterday I called the game.
Yesterday was Irish Hills Bombshells. Great game against Irish Hills. We won that one.
Oh yes, that's right.
Today was Killstars, B team.
So
Kalamazoo B team.
while we're in this, let's talk about that game against the Irish Hills Bombshells, because your team was able to be very consistent, where Irish Hills tried to take larger swipes out and then wasn't able to continue. They would fall back and then take a big swipe out of your lead.
Yep.
While you just kept
Sometimes
nibbling off.
That's just the name of the game sometimes, right?
Mhm.
Just keep chipping away. Like, we may do a lot of full, one scoring past jams, but like you win 4 or 5 jams in a row getting lead jammer and then scoring 4 points, it takes a toll on the other team real quick, right? 16 to 20 points right there, and the mental struggle that you've put the other team through really helps to pull the score away. And then, sometimes you get lucky, you get a good power jam in, right? And that can help pull the score away a little bit too. But like I've said, every sport that you play. I've played a number of sports throughout my life. T-ball, softball. As a kid, I was a swimmer and diver in high school. Played roller hockey for a number of years. Ran my own softball team for a number of years. Coaching every sport you play doesn't matter. It's far more mental than it is physical.
Now, here we have, of course, we're back into the action as the official review is over. We did not hear what that official review was about, but there's been no change to the score, so if it did challenge. Oddly enough, it doesn't look like either side lost their official review, so maybe that wasn't about the score after all, because it looks like Lansing.
So it looks like Catastrophe is down on the inside. She's going backwards, fell and tripped over the rope. I don't know if she pulled something. She is...
Catastrophe getting a track cut, but struggling to get... We're going to see if Catastrophe is going to be sent to the medics here.
She took
Definitely.
a bad fall skating backwards over the rope to the inside of the track. I don't know if she sprained, pulled, landed on an ankle, is kind of what it looks like. She was down for a few moments on the inside of the track, but since she was out of play, the jam was going to be allowed to continue. And then she got up, tried to, looks like, re-enter the track, was going to get a track cut, but since she is not able to continue,
More than likely she will have to take a 3-minute medical break.
Jam.
Well, is that the case since the jam wasn't called because of the issue?
Good question. So the jam was called. It didn't come to a 2-minute conclusion. I don't think. Was I paying attention? I probably wasn't paying attention that much.
We were talking about several other bits of analysis, but
you'd think we should be paying attention to the game in front of us, but no, we wouldn't do that. That would be professional.
well, the question I was
We didn't get hired because we're professionals.
no, not at all. The question I was leading to is going to be was leading towards the game in front of us. If you're coaching a team that has been consistently 20 to 30 points behind, you know, and one thing that we see teams do is they will, whether they're winning or losing, they will stay in that same tripod formation. They will stay with the same rotation. They will stay with the exact same thing and try to make it work somehow. What do you do as a coach? Do you just try to inspire them? Do you change things up? Do you become more aggressive? What would you do if you were the coach of Lansing right now?
So with Lansing right now, being 23 points behind, we're in the second half. It's kind of been keeping pace. So when you've got that same point differential, right, that tells me something.
Right.
That tells me that we are on par with the same talent, right? Because we score 4 points, they score 4 points. We score 4 points, they score 4 points. Like, we're staying pretty much on par. They're not pulling away
Everybody
from us,
knows
right? So we're
concessions
kind of
will be closing in just
moving on.
15
At that
minutes.
point, you gotta
You've only
want
got
it.
about 15
Right,
minutes
like
left
if
before we are going to be
we're
shutting down
trudging along and
concessions
we're going through
for
a
this
game fairly
evening.
well and we're staying with the same point differential, you gotta want it more than the other team, and that's gonna help you.
So you stay with the same strategy, but you try to fire them up to play a little harder, maybe a little more aggressive.
Yeah, see if there are any areas that you can fix, right? Maybe they're consistently getting through on the inside. Maybe they're consistently getting through on the outside, right? Maybe you got to work on those rotations a little bit more. You try to find those little things that you can tighten up your defense because, I mean, jamming's great, but defense wins games.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
And with 20 points, I mean, it's so close that like 1, maybe 2 power jams in your favor, go really well, and that's the game right there.
Right.
So yeah, like you gotta want it, right? Like going back to that mental toughness, like you've got to realize that, like, hey, we've got to step it up without going too far, right? I've got to amp it up, but I can't play reckless.
Speaking of which, Reckless is sitting in the penalty box right now and unable to play because of taking a seat in lieu of the previous jammer who is currently being looked at after by medical personnel. So that's going to be a power jam and the lead jam.
So this is a great spot for Lansing to be in. Andy Wardall.
Yes.
Jamming, great jammer for Lansing. The Dolls, we had to play them about a month ago, and Lansing's a great team to play. Our A team and our B team played them both at 2 different points in the year, and both games were fantastic, hard-fought games. Andy Wardall is going to definitely be one of those jammers that's going to be able to, just like that.
Yes.
Oh, don't call it. Get back up.
Yeah.
She had this beautiful move to get through on the inside.
I agree.
Ended up picking up 8 points, so that's going to help close the gap a little bit.
Probably should have kept going.
But, well, she got knocked by the invisible blocker.
Yes.
I've been talking about that a little bit throughout the games, throughout the weekend. That invisible blocker is definitely something you got to look out for.
There's been, this track has been haunted. We've had some ghost blockers be the bane of many player this weekend.
Nice job. Oh, nope, getting called off on forearm.
Wow. Another big opportunity here for Lansing as Dark and Phoenix heads to the penalty box.
So right now, Lansing needs to stop on the track. Like, as they move forward, that's all that's going to do is let Michigan move forward with them, and Mayhem move forward with them. You want to try to garner a little bit of separation between the two walls so that you get that kind of not quite easy, but like, you get that no pack between the two teams. Maybe it gets through easily. Bare minimum, it starts to draw those blockers off for bridging, right? So
Hemlock only now is really able to get out on their scoring run. And the power jam is already over at this point.
Yeah, right. And like I said, like Lansing, they just needed to stop. Stop
Yeah.
on the track, don't move. Let that separation happen naturally. Get that kind of that free no hack that legal no
Right.
back, right? And sometimes like doing nothing is the best thing to do.
Well,
I know it doesn't say, oh, she went down, you can go.
yeah, because they're way too far ahead. Go, 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 go. A multiplier block. Okay, called on one of star pass.
Okay, all right, good call by the refs there.
Yeah, 4 points.
331, demolition. Is that right?
No, the Hemlock.
Hemlock jamming. A little confusion on Hemlock's part. She got knocked out of bounds, but the blocker that knocked her out of bounds went down, so she could have immediately re-entered the track, gotten a no pass, no penalty. If she had already been awarded that point and earned that point, then she gets to keep that point. If not, then she just loses out on that point, but she gets to keep going.
Although I have heard that the name of that has changed now during the pandemic.
The no pass, no penalty?
Yes.
To, what did they change it to?
A pass without, I've always called it an improper pass, but it's now called a pass without, I'm going to have to hear it again. I've only heard it once. A referee told me earlier when I was having a discussion about it. And I apologize to our audience for not having that right at the tip of my tongue. But Rec Liz out and is the lead jammer. In the meantime, Lansing has closed the gap, a 15-point difference now, which is significant compared to where they were at the beginning of the half.
Rekla is getting a penalty for something.
Wow. Wow, I cannot see at all what the a track cut on Kitty. Motor City Kitty. That's a blocker for Mid-Michigan. Can Lansing take advantage of this? A star stash currently being attempted. Roxy Heartbreaker just getting battered and bruised, reaching for that pass. Not going to get it though. Power failure. That's tough.
Well, if this were an easy game, the boys would play it.
I hear somewhere they do. Rec Liz on a scoring run, but only 20 seconds left in the jam. Still, points to be had.
Rec Liz comes in, making good contact right there.
Rec Liz is a big contact. Looked like it might have been a back block. Possibly forearm, but no call.
You know, and that's something that we've seen Rec Liz do a lot of. It's going to end right there. 3 points for Rec Liz. And a team timeout taken by Mid-Michigan Mayhem.
Mid-Michigan putting up 3 on that last one, calling the timeout. 56-38, locking the clock at just under 9 minutes and 20 seconds.
So just over 9 minutes left in the game. Yes, in the game. 38-56 in favor of Mid-Michigan right now. So we are in a team timeout for Mid-Michigan. Just wrap it up. Big thank you to some of our sponsors for the Lansing Center, Lansing Roller Derby.
Roller Bones.
Roller Bones.
We've got a lot of amazing vendors here in-house as well. If you're able to join us tomorrow for the final day of events, be sure to stop by and say hi to all the vendors. They've worked hard to help make this happen.
We've got Ready, Set, Riot in the back there for Lansing.
Ready, Set, Riot in the back of Lansing as the jammer. Speaking of riots, Detroit Riot Michigan's premier men's roller derby league, is going to have a little practice tomorrow, 9:15, right here. Scram.
Okay.
If you get enough skaters out there, maybe find some maps and get a little ski jam going.
If I'm free for that, I would love to announce that. I thoroughly enjoy men's derby.
So 9:15 a.m.
Oh, I thought for sure Ready Set Riot had it as they threw their hips down, trying to get
Both sides content to kind of take almost a resting jam. I mean, they're battling, but
Very slow derby going on right here. Turn 1, turn 2. Where the front of the pack is. Lansing trying to bridge backwards a little bit.
Ready Set Riot now tries to race forward and has time to pick up points as both sides drop a blocker to the penalty box. Deacon Brews for Lansing making their way to the seat. No pack, but it gets back together as Ready Set Bet adds 4 to Lansing's score, 42-56.
Lansing has been closing that gap.
They have been, and we could get a surprise ending here. Oh, and a power jam, just as the jam is ending by time. So a gift as Mid-Michigan, who seem to just consistently have Lansing's number in the first half, has been giving gifts in the forms of penalties way more than they've been getting points here recently. If you have a team that's in the lead, and that lead is being chipped away at, and is due to your jammers spending a lot of time in the penalty box, how much of your mind are you losing as a coach?
So at some point you gotta stop the lead, right? When you've got the lead and the other team starts chipping away, you gotta do something. You gotta call a timeout. You gotta talk to your team. You gotta calm them down. Maybe you need to amp them up. Depends on how your teams play. Most teams, when they get frustrated, I like to call it like everybody tries to be hero, right? And that everybody kicking so hard, you know, and trying to play so much harder individually pulls away from how they should be playing harder as a team.
Yep.
And even though you're trying to make things happen, it's like quicksand, right? One thing goes wrong, then you try harder, and other things go wrong, and you just keep trying harder and harder. And sometimes you need to take that moment, you just need to stop completely, you know, take that time out, take a deep breath, and go, okay, all right, what was happening? What were we doing in the first half? What are we doing different now? Are we tired? Do we need to take a longer rest? Like, do we need to call a couple timeouts in a row?
Do you maybe put in people that haven't been jamming in the regular rotation for a little bit? Kind of let your typical jammers, your go-to jammers, get their mind back on track.
And sometimes, like, I had an official review that I used, and I knew I was going to win it, but it got me a 3-minute timeout.
Yep.
Right? So, yeah, there's ways to get creative. There's ways to try to get the team more time, try to get the team more lead. And a lot of that has to do with what's the experience of what's the experience of what's going on the track. It's a very fluid game. There's not a lot of black and white to this game.
Andy Wardall doing a very good job taking advantage of the current momentum that Lansing has been putting on. Although no points on the board yet in this jam. He is going to get a full 4 unanswered. And that's going to bring us to a single-digit difference. 49-56, only 7 points. What a climb up this hill Lansing has put on.
And with only 5 minutes left, Lansing wants to keep that energy level up. So we want to make sure, try to make sure no stoppages in the game. Don't let that adrenaline, waver at all.
Yeah, and Lansing looks fresh right now. I'm not seeing them look winded. They don't look like they're playing recklessly. Hemlock is the lead jammer.
Another lead jam for Lansing.
Do you feel like, sometimes we've got a big pile up here. Hemlock looking to pick up a full set. Oh, gets dropped down to the ground in the back straight.
Yeah, there we go. There's no back.
And down again. Motor City Kitty just having little pockets of dynamite on their arm.
Motor City Kitty will consistently just hit you and knock you down all game.
Yep. And there's the 4 points for Lansing.
1 point separating these two teams right now. Hemlock fighting, knocked down, pushing those two Mayhem blockers.
4 more called. Now we're at a 1 point game. 57-56 as Lansing has taken the lead. After trailing this entire game, Lansing has taken the lead.
Oh, that was great.
And an official timeout. You better believe there's going to be somebody's going to stop the clock. If not the officials, I bet Mid-Michigan was going to. Team timeout being taken by Lansing. All right. So here's a blunt question for you.
Interesting choice.
Is Lansing winning this, or is Mid-Michigan losing this? Anybody who's a fan of sports knows exactly what I mean.
Lansing is winning this. They have been consistent the second half.
Yep.
They've found that extra gear, right? They're the ones that are putting in the effort to slowly close this lead. So yes, Lansing is winning this now. If I was Lansing and I have made this huge comeback, not have called this timeout. It's going to slow your team down.
It does surprise me.
It gives Michigan on their heels, and this may give them the opportunity to be able to reel back and get their feet planted, especially if they're putting in sweet poison.
And I completely agree with that synopsis. In fact, that's why I mentioned that had the officials not called an official timeout, I was expecting Mid-Michigan to, and then it shocked me when Lansing was like, oh, they're calling it. What? Why? Your players are on a high right now. Let them go.
Keep it going. Keep it going for as long as you can.
Yep. We'll see. We'll see very quickly whether or not that was a wise choice on Lansing's coach's part. That maybe there's something going on that was a necessity, or if it ends up quashing the momentum that they had and being a little bit of a gift for Mid-Michigan. Either way, there's a 3-point difference, and for the first time, it's in Lansing's favor. Ready, set, right, the jammer for Lansing, and partly responsible for a lot of this climbing of points up this hill to get into the lead.
Sweet Poison taking the lead. Lead jam going to Mid-Michigan Mayhem. Star pass for Lansing.
That is Deacon Bruce.
Getting through untouched. 4 points for Mid-Michigan.
That's going to put the lead back in Mid-Michigan's tableau. 59-60. You know, the first half of this was kind of difficult. Fairly one-sided for the most part. Not a lot of variance on either side, but Mid-Michigan was picking up twice as many points. This has been a very different half.
Dark and Phoenix for Mid-Michigan, Andy Wardall for Lansing. Andy trying to find her way.
Andy Wardall.
She has a lot of blockers to get around.
Yeah, but they're trying to spread that back part, and if they would stop, that's
nice roll move. Got 2 of the blockers off of him. Back being called.
Andy Wardall finally gets out.
Late jammer for Lansing.
Wardall had to have spent a lot of energy there, but with only 1 point difference, well, either one could use that clock to their advantage. It's going to be a...
Gets through, picks up that 4, but then...
Braun is not going to win this game. It's going to be brains and luck.
So there should be an illegal star pass going on here.
Why are they not calling it off?
Andy Wardall is getting a backlock call while she's trying
What?
to call it off. However...
No, you're absolutely right.
Didn't Dark and Phoenix start this jam as the jammer?
I believe so.
They made a star pass to Motor City Kitty.
Both sides have an official review here. And,
Somebody's gonna want
oh no, double penalty being given. And maybe now a triple.
Thank you so much to our medics. We always hope we're not going to need you.
No, all right, a double penalty at least being given at the worst possible time. There's 37 seconds left on the clock. Straight taco. This is a tough break. Lansing currently has the lead, 63-60. But a full minute power jam is currently on the table for Mid-Michigan. And only one jam left, theoretically. You got to challenge this, right? I mean, even if there's nothing to challenge, you still have to challenge it just to give yourself the time to strategize.
Just to maybe take the second penalty away, because it didn't look like Wardall. I don't know if it was a late call. Wardall got knocked down. She was on the ground. Hands on her hips.
Right.
The refs were assigning the penalty, and she was making a complaint. It looked like that why is the jam not being called off? I'm the lead jammer. I'm tapping my hips. But she doesn't see the
back
jam
block.
ref giving the back block call. So they may be giving her an in-sub.
Right.
For saying something.
In subordination.
They may have felt that was when she was looking for possibly more of a clarification. But yeah, so I would.
So, and I agree. At least challenge that second penalty to try to get it lowered down to a single penalty. But 37 seconds, even 30 seconds.
That's a good amount of seconds.
Is a good amount of seconds, yeah.
That's my number, 37.
It's because all Mid-Michigan needs is to get lead status, make one scoring pass, and then burn at that point what's going to be 3 seconds. You know, once you factor in everything else, it's going to be even less than the 7 extra seconds from the start of the jam. This is a very, very tough and very tense situation.
Yeah.
And Lansing is calling an official timeout. Or, excuse me, an official review.
Yeah, you stay here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go find out what's going on.
All right, please do. Please do.
Wireless.
That'd be nice. Pins and needles here. It's a nice thing about having my co-announcer as a coach. As he has the cojones to just kind of do whatever he wants. But it works. He's letting the officials do their thing. I am so intrigued at how this is going to play out. All right, we're going to get an official word.
So, the official review was asking to remove the back block call on their jammer. They stated that it was butt-to-butt contact, which it absolutely was, and the butt being an illegal target zone, the penalty stands. Yeah, she also got a second penalty and insubordination for failing to leave the trap.
Yeah, I would have asked to get rid of the insub.
Okay, so interesting. It was still illegal contact. It was a butt-to-butt hit, and I guess we don't have a call specifically for that, so we chalked it up as a back block.
The butt, if you will, is illegal engagement zone.
Right. Okay, and still to the back.
And still to the back, so
Yeah.
even if you're going butt to butt, dancing cheek to cheek, if you will, that would be an illegal.
That's right. It's something you never want to do.
And then a second penalty assessed to Andy Wardall for an
Insubordination.
Sweet
And
poison
is the lead jammer. This is a terrible situation for Lansing. And
I have seen a lot of crazy things.
so now Sweet Poison desperately needs to call off that jam, because if Sweet Poison picks up a penalty right now, yeah, that's it. That's going to be the game. That's tough.
That is definitely the closest margin to win.
Yep. 1 point game. 63-64, Mid-Michigan, who held the lead almost the entire game. Lansing battles back, takes the lead twice, and then ends up it just slipping away on a penalty. And I want to stress that even though the insubordination was given in a full minute, a penalty, it wouldn't have mattered. Even that